Was it so long ago? In a remote valley, in a little town, we went to school. But it was more than that. We worked hard, made friends, made mistakes, learned about ourselves. We really grew up at Alfred. Alfred University was our gateway to the world. We were all in it together.
So credibility is really important. Let me ask you, if we're trying to establish our credibility, how do we do that?
When we talked about
At Alfred, it has always been this way. Small classes with big ideas, taught by professors who root for you and challenge you. The cultivation of an open mind, the search for beauty and truth, always working side by side.
It was intense, and it was thorough, and it was complete, and it was exciting. Kids in a fraternity house would say, "Why are you reading so much?" Well, you read so much because it was wonderful.
And unforgettable. Creaky old alumni hall, early in the morning for civilization.
David O'Hara sitting cross-legged on a desk, very unorthodox, and drilling us and questioning us and asking us and probing and getting us to think.
Myron Sibley, philosophy.
He was amazing to watch. He was so thoughtful. He would stand there in response to a question and not say a word for about a minute. And you could just imagine his brain churning away.
Being a woman, I felt very empowered here. We had incredible women professors. Every individual had something to offer, and every individual is important.
Mel Bernstein, a man of great heart and spirit. He made every student feel important, even decades after graduation.
He must have been about 30 yards away from me when he yells out, "Bobby, where are you? Where have you been?" And he comes over. Now, I honestly had not had any real close relationship with him for a period of time, and yet he still remembered. And I think he remembered because I think he knew how important he was to me. It was one of his real positives.
So many cared for us and nurtured us beyond the classroom. Dean of Men, Fred Gertz, would worry about keeping Student Senate President Marlon Miller late for supper.
He would say, "Now, I know you missed your dinner already at the fraternity, so you're coming home with me, and we'll have dinner at our house."
Oh, hi, great.
Hi, Dr. Shang. Ready to make dinner.
Let's go cook. Are you still working over in Cornell
At the paper?
Tribune? Yeah, what do you do?
I write amazingly intelligent and profound stories. What are we having tomorrow night?
Maybe we wanted to be close because we were all trying to keep warm.
Winter it's always winter. It's long.
Any direction you walk in Alfred, the snow is always coming into your face.
You had to love snow to love Alfred.
My shoe came off!
A lot of people talk to me about Alfred as being remote and weather-burdened, and I always felt both of those things were wonderfully conducive to education. We were here hustling between really warm buildings with friends, and it created something communal.
And there was no denying, sometimes it was incredibly beautiful. And romantic. And sometimes it brought us even closer together. At Alfred, friendships have always come quickly.
I would imagine that it hasn't changed a bit from the 40s or the 50s. I mean, people, that's why they come here, is they want to be part of this community and get to know one another, and it's a really neat thing.
Today, Alfred students still know half the campus by the end of their freshman year. But back then, we had a method. Love 'em or hate 'em, the freshman beanie really worked.
If you were a freshman, you were expected to say hello to everybody on the campus. And I think just that expectation and the return hello from the upperclassmen was part of what helped bond the university together and saying, everybody here can be my friend.
And we made friends with kids from all over, with all different backgrounds and religions. City kids and country kids, engineers and artists. It opened our eyes to the world. Fraternities and sororities became extended families.
I still go up and visit today, and I'm always welcomed by the sisters. That's originally why I joined, and that was made evident to me when I joined, that I would always have a home when I came back to Alfred.
Oh yeah, we did have a little fun, occasionally.
And the one party that always comes to mind was the fabulous beach party in the middle of the winter, where we brought in, I don't know how many tons of sand. So they started a fire in the fireplace downstairs to cook the hot dogs. So this was really a good time, except that there was no vent in the, nobody had ever used that fire. Maybe there never was a vent. So our carpeting was never the same. Nothing was ever the same after that party.
And when winter finally gave way to the mud season at Alfred, gangway. Moving up day is no more, but the spirit and the mud are still with us. Spring now bursts into the village in the form of a celebration called Hot Dog Day. For us, it was St. Patrick's Day. People came from miles around to see the parade and the art shows. Ceramics Dean John McMahon was St. Pat's heart and soul. We stayed up all night building floats, crafting ceramic dishes that we sold as favors, plotting St. Pat's entrance. Donning the beard was a big deal. Joel Moskowitz was St. Patrick of 1961. Till then, he'd had trouble getting a date.
But I did have a date for St. Patrick's Day, and I remember to this day turning and saying, how is it going to be any better than this?